Let's talk about sleeping with one half of the brain. It's called uni-hemispheric sleep, and it happens in at least two different circumstances for two very different adaptive reasons. The first place where we see uni-hemispheric sleep, or sleeping with one half of the brain, is in aquatic mammals. So things like dolphins and whales, even otters, all of them will have uni-hemispheric sleep, where one half of the brain will go down into deep non-REM sleep, whilst the other side is completely wide awake. Why is this necessary? Well, aquatic mammals, of course, they need to consistently surface so that they can breathe. By the way, something strange, uni-hemispheric sleep only happens for deep non-REM sleep. It does not seem to occur for REM sleep. The second circumstance where we see it is in birds. So have you ever seen a flock of birds on a branch or on a telegraph line? Well, here's what happens. The poor bird that is on the far left or on the far right of the flock on that branch, they will have to have uni-hemispheric sleep. And all of the birds in the middle of the flock, they get the chance to have both halves of the brain go into deep sleep. Why is this the case? Well, it's for threat detection. So the bird on the far left, they have one half of their brain awake whilst the other is asleep. And the half that is awake has the eye open whilst the other eye is closed getting its sleep for 180 degrees of threat detection on the left side. Then the bird on the opposite end has the opposite situation in terms of the side of the brain that's awake and asleep, and therefore giving another 180 degrees of threat detection. So in total, the entire flock has 360 degrees of panoramic view threat detection. Now, you would think that the birds on the far left and the far right, once they've done their turn, once they've taken their turn, they get the chance to come into the middle of the flock, and then everyone rotates out and takes their turn. Not so. There is no such parity in the avian world. What happens is that those birds on the far left and the far right, when they have had their fill of deep sleep with one half of their brain, what they will do is they will stand up, they will rotate 180 degrees, sit back down, switch sides of the brain for sleep and for wake, and go at it again. Unbelievable. Now, some of you may be thinking, gosh, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could have uni-hemispheric sleep so that I could be more productive and I could switch sides and I could keep working? Well, it turns out that there may be a very mild form of uni-hemispheric sleep in adults. There was a great study that came out of Brown University in the United States. And what they looked at was people sleeping for the first night in an unfamiliar environment, an unfamiliar context. So a classic example would be, let's say, the first night at a new hotel that you're staying at. Often we feel as though we don't get particularly restorative sleep. Our sleep is sort of shallow. And what they demonstrated is that when you sleep for the first time in an unfamiliar environment, one half of the brain stays more in shallow sleep, whilst the other half of the brain goes down into deep sleep, as if we do have a form of threat detection, uni-hemispheric sleep. So there it is, sleeping with one half of your brain.